And welcome back to Sports Nightly. The Bowling Green Falcons football team had to battle through a rough season 1 year ago, starting the year off with a record of just 1-8, including a 7-game losing streak and a 67-point loss to Ohio State. With that said, they finished the season on a 3-game winning streak, and his head coach Mike Jinks prepares for his second year in command, some momentum to build on. He now joins us with our very own Tom Cole for tonight's Sunday Spotlight.
I have such admiration for your first season. The season started tough, where you gave up some points, and you just feel that pressure. And I've seen head coaches not handle it. How did you do that? Because you did it with class.
Well, I tell you what. The first thing that we tried to do was try to be consistent in my delivery, not with just the football team, but like you said, with my peers, with staff members.
Right.
And blessed and fortunate that I've been in that situation before, and starting a brand new school. And the one that I started out on San Antonio, Cibolo Steel, we went 3-7 that very first year.
Right.
And while we were a new school, we were splitting from a team that just got out of semifinals. In that community, they expected us to win. They expected us to win now. So I'd been there before and knew that the process and what we were trying to do and what we were trying to get accomplished, I knew that it worked. I truly believed in it. And just tried to continue to convey that message to first and foremost to our coaches and the rest of my staff, and make sure that it was a holistic approach, and we continued to express that to our players.
I was telling Jason that I was calling another college game. I was driving home, and I had the good fortune to listen to the BG-UT game. I think it's one of the great rivalries in all of college football. And I said to myself, I was listening to the game. It was a great game. I know you wanted to win it, but it was a great game to listen to on the radio, driving home. But I said to myself, Coach found himself a quarterback that day. And I got the sense from the radio. I wasn't watching it on TV. But James Morgan was, to me, making star plays from the quarterback position.
Right.
He was stepping up and doing things that it's just how you win championships, as you know this.
Yeah, and that conference is key.
Yeah.
Any conference is key. You got the trigger, man. You got a chance to win.
Got to make plays.
That's right. And and again, there's that learning process. And as you look at it, and going back and looking at it and evaluating the year, those first couple games we're asking this kid to throw it 60, 65 times.
Right.
Probably not the smartest thing in the world, to be honest with you. We could have probably managed that a little bit better than we did, and that's on me. And that's something that put in that position again, you learn from it and you move forward. But the flip side of that is he threw 5 interceptions the week before that, but he learned and he grew. You know what I mean? He saw the different coverages and things of that nature, and he continued to get better throughout the season. And our team, they started to gain confidence in him. So it's one thing going out and making these throws and making these plays in a practice setting, going out and doing it on a Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, totally different. So he showed he could do it. He showed he could lead us, and I look forward to working with him over the next 3 years.
Coach, you ended on such a positive note. You got your quarterback, you're scoring points. Defense played tons better.
Right.
Got to have defense. You and I both know that. Going into spring ball, what's on your process list? You want everybody to get better. I get that.
Right.
But what are the areas that you say, okay, we finished strong, I'm feeling good, but there's 2 or 3 things we need to get better at in the spring? What would that be?
First and foremost, one of the things I talk to the kids about, and we just got a chance to meet with them a couple weeks ago for the first time as a group, is let's eliminate all distractions. Okay. I thought coming in the last season, last spring, there were so many things outside of the game that we were dealing with that didn't allow us to be as successful as we possibly could have been.
What was the biggest learning thing for you? Let us inside that.
Right. Well, 2 things. Number one, initially on my arrival here, the evaluation piece is something that I feel like my staff and I could have done a better job of. Understanding your elements, understanding that we were going to be limited in our practice situations, meaning that I think we're outside twice. Yeah. And you don't really get.
Right, it's different.
You don't see what you see what you need to see.
Yeah.
And really, and so we're coming into August, coming into fall practices, and we really don't have an idea what you have yet or what their true strengths are. So we should probably put some things in order to do a better job
to learn it quicker.
Absolutely.
the down tackle.
What are his strengths?
Down tackle. Can he play or not?
Right.
I need to know. Right. Okay.
Exactly. On a lot of it, you look at like Timmy, you look like Ronnie Moore, and those guys. Yeah. Those guys have played in the spring.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm going to give the staff
sure.
a little bit of a
sure.
break on that. But
sure.
but we probably should have done a better job of putting the pieces in the right places in our system,
right.
and what we want to do offensively and defensively. A little bit quicker than we did, and then going through the fall, I think at the end of the day, you've got and it's something I kick myself in the tail about, because it's probably been one of my strengths. If you go back and look at my career, is making sure that we're playing this game holistically.
Yes.
And offense, defense, special teams all playing together.
We're in concert together.
Right.
Yeah.
And just marrying that and being a more consistent football team.
Coach, let's talk recruiting.
That's our lifeline.
Bill Walsh, if he doesn't have the guys, he knows the X and O's just like you.
It's our lifeline.
But if he doesn't have the guys, without Montana, Clark, the whole 9 yards. Talk about your class and how you feel about it.
Well, first off, excited about our class. We were able to fill some holes. Add some
Where was
depth.
the biggest need?
Well, right now, we feel good about where we are offensively and defensively on both sides of the line. Okay. But we're senior heavy. We got a bunch of upperclassmen, so we really need to gain some depth and start to develop get some kids in that we can start to develop. We did a great job, I thought, of bringing in, I think, 4 on the defensive side and 5 on the offensive side linemen. And then, the thing that I wanted to do was to get longer. To get bigger, bigger, faster, stronger. That's what it's about. So I thought we were able to bring in some massive human beings in order to develop. But and again, the same thing on the outside. You talk about from the receiver standpoint. We had really good football players, but I think the Redding kid was the only kid out there that had a little length about him, and able to make some plays. So we brought in a few guys with some length on the outside, and the same thing. In this league, one of the things that I noticed is that, everybody's kind of doing the same thing a little bit, and they're looking for that one-on-one to match up outside with your Corey Davises of the world, and then if
you isolate somebody out,
you got the 5'5" corner.
You got 6'4" against
it's not
5'9".
No, I don't care what you draw up, it's not working. So we know we've got some length, some 6'1", 6'2" corners. Just excited about it, and I agree with you. We talk about those 2, 3, 4 stars. That doesn't make that doesn't make a difference, But you there's something about the quality of the class and the depth that you bring in, because if you just look at our future, you look at what Western Michigan was able to do. There's something to that.
Coach, on behalf of all the gang at BCSN and BG All Access, we're looking forward to covering you in the spring. Looking forward to covering you during the football season. You are a class act, a great family man, and BG's lucky to have you. Nothing but good things this year coming.
Thanks so much, Tom.